The individual in question is breathtakingly handsome and radiantly charming, exuding an aura that captivates attention the instant they walk into a room. Their presence feels like a well-composed symphony, every movement, every glance, every word calibrated to perfection. Over time, they have managed to accumulate a remarkable array of fine possessions, luxury cars, designer attire, elegant homes, each one a testament to their sharp financial acumen and an almost unreal streak of good fortune. To them, money seems like an extension of their personality, effortlessly obtained, well-earned, and a natural expression of their talent. This blend of wealth, success, and magnetic charm has fostered a seemingly impenetrable self-confidence, often bordering on arrogance. In their world, desires are not merely wishes, they are commands waiting to be fulfilled. So far, life has consistently validated this conviction. And yet, you came along, and everything shifted. From the moment you entered their orbit, something unpredictable occurred. All their polished strategies, charm, and financial affluence, tools that had previously unlocked every door and won every heart, were met with unexpected resistance. You didn't fall for their charisma or yield to their allure. Your independence, your alert self-awareness, compelled you to stand your ground. You were not swooned. You were not coquettish or impressible. You were something entirely different, and that difference rattled them in ways no one ever had. For the first time in their life, they faced rejection not by force or misstep, but by intelligent choice. You rejected the notion that their money or persona could automatically buy your affection. This refusal was quiet but powerful, a rejection not of them as a person, but of the premise they had built their entire identity upon, the belief that they could possess anything, anyone. The blow to their ego was profound. It chipped away at their sense of invincibility, and for the first time, their carefully constructed image cracked. Beneath the surface, deep emotional currents stirred, fear, confusion, even pain. It was raw, unfamiliar territory. This is where you entered the narrative, in every sense. You are a masterful balance of power and grace, strong and vulnerable, fierce and tender. You carry both masculine and feminine energies, fluidly, with grace. When the moment demands assertiveness, you embody sovereignty. When the situation calls for compassion, you become soft, empathetic, nurturing. To them, you are a lioness, you hold strength in your teeth but warmth in your gaze. Your boundaries are steel, yet your heart is open. You live with the freedom of someone who knows who she is, and who would never shrink to make others comfortable. They had only ever known the art of control, of subtly orchestrating others, creating situations to serve them. Before you, relationships were predictable transactions, win a smile, secure loyalty, confirm dominance. But you refused those dynamics. You refused to be managed. Instead, you invited partnership, not codependence, but interdependence. You said, implicitly, if you want me, earn me. If you love me, prove it. If you want me in your life, match the authenticity you expect in return. Meeting you triggered a seismic shift in their world. You challenged their beliefs, rattled their patterns, dismantled their illusions. Each conversation, each interaction, revealed something deeper, not just about them, but about what a relationship grounded in mutual respect, emotional truth, and spiritual alignment could feel like. You sparked new thought, new possibility. Their intellectual curiosity and emotional complacency both awakened suddenly, irreversibly. The relationship that emerged has been anything but simple. It's a weaving of intensity and introspection, an intricate tapestry threaded with ego clashes, passion, compassion, and the slow drip of self-awareness. It's like two storms colliding, one built on habitual dominion, the other sustained by authentic self-respect. The conflict between these forces is as vital as their eventual union, because it reveals what was hidden beneath the smooth surface of affluence and allure. You don't just challenge their ego, you challenge their conditioning. You force them to look at parts of themselves they didn't know existed, parts they had safely tucked away behind privilege and charm. Your distance, perhaps physical, perhaps emotional, doesn't diminish your presence. On the contrary, your energy is as tangible as if you were next to them. They feel your absence. When they channel messages toward you, little synchronicities, energies, prayers, memories, they experience what they describe almost as a miracle. These gestures are their silent love language, whispered across plain sight, crossing cities, countries, even continents. You are the balm they dip into when the world feels bruising. You are the medicine for a self-wound that only you could ever reach. They love everything about you, your brilliance and your blind spots, your tenacity and your tenderness, the way your laughter rolls like liquid light through the room, the way your eyes flash with both wisdom and mischief. Loving you isn't a decision, it's a force. It's not founded in what you have, what you do, who you know, it's rooted in how you make them feel. You touch a dimension of their soul they thought didn't exist. You become their home, the place where chaos stills, where breath slows, where time unravels. In your presence, they are awakened to a new kind of unity, a communion of equals, not controllers and followers. You are their lover, their adversary, their mirror, their teacher, their muse. You show them that vulnerability is courageous. That softness can be a shield. That confidence without compassion is no confidence at all. Through you, they learn that to love isn't to conquer, it is to receive, to witness, to hold. Spirituality threads through your connection as tightly as emotion. They are on the cusp of an inner transformation, a shift from ego-based assumptions to a spiritually anchored identity. You, the divine feminine, entrusted them with a profound symbol of spiritual authority, the cup of divine wisdom. This gesture marks a new phase, a handing over of insight, a call to greater responsibility. It's a movement that spans lifetimes, a spiritual inheritance passed down in cycles of awakening. Under your influence, the masculine aspect of their soul is stepping into its destiny. He sees now that truth is not a conquest. That power is not domination. That the soul's purpose is greater than the ego's ambition. Their awareness expands, not just of this life, but of threads woven through past lifetimes and future potential. The cup of knowledge they accept is not one of privilege, but one of service, maturity, and transcendence. Now, there is a stirring inside them, a longing to live up to that calling. They feel the pull to express this new wisdom openly, to speak from a place of vulnerability, to offer love not as a transaction but as an act of spiritual union. Deep truths are emerging, not parlor confessions, but universal revelations, truths about unity, about healing, about soulful partnership. It is the evolution of the twin flame bond, a spiritual echo that resounds across bodies, cultures, and lives. In accepting this role, the masculine is soberly aware of his burdens, the patterns of attachment, roles etched by history, obligations weighed by ego. He longs not to hide them, but to lay them down. To let the love that flows through the heart speak louder than any fear. To acknowledge that suffering was not the goal, but a catalyst for his realignment. To relearn identity as emanation rather than accumulation. To live anchored in love's frequency, the highest wave of creation. Yet transformation is never easy. Fear lingers. A persistent dread shadows each question: will she wait? Will she leave? How long before silence becomes absence? They feel the clock's hands turning, time's silent echo turning connection into distance, promise into assumption. They know that what you seek from them now is simple, and monumental, honest presence, unguarded exchange, actionable love. But to offer that, they must be whole enough to keep their word. They cannot linger in half-truths or deferred promises. They must become worthy. So they create space, physical, emotional, mental, to draw deeper into themselves. To process the echoes of old habits. To catch up with the soul shape emerging from your reflection. In that solitude, they gather courage, clarity, wisdom. They are building, to love fully, to show up consistently, to grow with you over time. They don't want to scare you away, they want to invite you into a symphony they are only now learning to compose. Every day, they see you, your poise, your laughter, your complexity, and feel equal parts awe and dread. Am I enough? Could I ever be enough? They dig into those questions not to shrink, but to illuminate. They respect the sacredness of what you offer, someone timeless, self-possessed, brimming with potential and authenticity. They want to match your depth with their own, your capacity with their own, your maturity with theirs. To become someone you can trust with your heart, your dreams, your future. They recognize there are still obstacles, barriers that sometimes feel insurmountable. But they are committed, every challenge a step, every tear a lesson, every hardship a chance to build resilience, not just for themselves, but for the union they want to cultivate. Because what lies on the other side isn't just personal fulfillment, it's the fulfillment of a sacred promise, that two souls can meet, clash, fall apart, reassemble, and create something more luminous than either could alone. In their quietest moments, they imagine you beside them, laughing across a table at dawn, holding hands in a shared silence at dusk, supporting each other as life's victories and defeats roll through your days. They see potential, not just fleeting romance but a life of integration, love, companionship, spiritual growth, creative expression, emotional depth. They see a vision of partnership anchored in mutual respect, creative cooperation, soul alignment. They are ready to put in the work, even the hard parts. Because love of this magnitude demands courage, integrity, and sacrifice. It asks for honesty when vulnerability is terrifying. It asks for resilience when weariness tempts retreat. It asks for unwavering presence when fear says walk away. And they are ready. They want to earn this love, every bit of it, because you deserve nothing less than wholehearted devotion. One day soon, they hope to show you exactly what you mean to them. Not just in grand gestures, but in everyday choices, attentive listening, humble apology, fierce protection, tender celebration. They want to meet challenges with you, build rituals that anchor your bond, create a life that reflects your shared values. And they want you to feel every moment that they see you, not just as a reflection of their desires, but as the incomparable woman you are. Because at the end of everything, with or without labels, with or without permanence, what matters most to them is this, you. Your presence, your spirit, your alchemy. You are the brilliance that broke open their world, the grace that healed hidden fractures, the power that inspires their highest expression. And for that, they are eternally grateful.